Hey everybody, welcome back to the Maturish Podcast. We're skipping all the jibber the jabber today. I'm Kobe
Peoria.
Donovan. Please let me introduce my. If it's not one thing every week, it's another.
Sorry.
We'll get to you, baby.
Okay.
I'm Kobe, the hostess with the mostest, the best of all time. You heard it right. I am the boat. And sitting with me today is a pal and a confidant. This here is Donovan Lowry.
Hi, everyone. I'm the co-hostess with the leastest, and we're talking about Peoria, Illinois, not Arizona.
That's right.
There's a Peoria, Arizona.
There is.
Wow.
First fun fact of the night here, or morning, or evening.
No, it's nighttime.
Whenever you guys are listening to this. So, what we want to talk about today is to give you a little more insight about us and where we're from. So we decided to do a little bit of research upon the city in which we were born and raised and give you guys some fun facts upon it. So to let you guys know, we are from and live in Peoria, Illinois. So if I'm not
Peoria, Illinois, born and raised, buddy.
That's right. So if I'm not mistaken, Peoria is the fourth biggest city in the state of Illinois.
Wow. There are 4 cities in Illinois?
There's like hella cities.
Really?
But Peoria is just the fourth biggest.
Oh, okay.
Because, of course, there is, or maybe it's the fifth, because it's Chicago, Springfield,
Right.
Bloomington Normal. Not Bloomington or Normal, but when they combine them for the college, then Bloomington Normal, then Champaign-Urbana, then Peoria. So Peoria is number 5. With logistics played in there. So there's your second fun fact. So, Donovan, before we get into our little facts and our trivia here, tell us about your experience here. How do you like it here in Peoria, Illinois?
How do I like it here in Peoria, Illinois? I like it moderately enough. It doesn't have the much things going on, but it's okay. I just wish like more people would come here. And there were more things built here because there's a limit to the things we can do here.
Isn't that almost like everywhere though?
Yes. But it's just like, and people here are just like, yuck. And they don't do things, or the other people are yuck, and they don't tell people about it. How am I supposed to do things if I don't know that they're happening?
You orchestrate the things.
But I'm not orchestrating it, though.
I guess you're part of the problem there. So my experience here in Peoria is vastly similar. It's one of those things where if I didn't live in Peoria, if I lived in a surrounding city or perhaps another spot in Illinois, you'd want to go to Peoria, but maybe just once or twice. And be here long enough to where you can be able to say, oh, I went to Round 1, I went to Elevate, went to North Woods and Grand Prairie, the 2 malls we have, and just be able to say you've been around. There's a lot of things that have orchestrated from Peoria that are worldwide things. There are a lot of notable people who were born and come from Peoria. So it's not an area that you hear a lot of people talking about at all.
Nope.
There's a lot of things that I didn't even know about Peoria until I sat back to do the research for this episode. So it's weird that as a city, are you following along with me? We have this rich history.
No.
But we don't act upon it. This stuff it's monumental things, yet it's not common knowledge for us, and it definitely should be.
Kobe, are you proud to be this area?
I am proud to be an American.
Where at least
And
I
there
know
is-
I'm free.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. I'm kidding.
Christopher Columbus.
No. Okay. Absolutely not.
Christopher Columbus.
No, he did not give me any rights.
Columbus Day.
So being from this city, I guess it's It's nice. Is this where I would like to spend the rest of my life and in time pass away? I don't think so. I wouldn't necessarily be mad, but I'm not, frantically trying to find a way out of Peoria, if that makes sense. What about you? Is this where you see yourself being in the long run, or one day do you see yourself making an escape plan?
I don't see myself moving because moving is a lot of work and I don't feel like doing it. I'm content enough where I'm at.
Interesting. So the first thing I wanted to kick off here with were some of the notable people that have came from Peoria, Illinois.
Can I start?
You can start. Yeah, go ahead.
Sports.
Yes.
The basketball man,
Yep.
the myth, the legend.
Yes, the living legend.
3-time
Yep.
NBA champion.
Yes.
One of the best mid-range shooters to ever exist in the game.
In the history of the National Basketball
right.
Association.
The hick from French Lick.
Yeah.
Larry Bird. It's just like, where else would... Huh?
Larry Bird isn't from Peoria.
Anyway.
No. We're not. Anyways.
Where else?
You say a lot of blasphemy on this platform. You've said enough with Christopher Columbus and everything else you've said in these 12, 13 episodes here, whatever number we're on. We're not going to do that today. You're on the right track with the basketball. You're on the right track with the 3 championship rings.
Right.
But you're talking about Sean Livingston.
Oh, really?
Sean Livingston, he's played in a few different teams.
Yeah.
Perhaps best known for his time with Golden State
Of
is
course.
from Peoria, Illinois. Went to school. Do you know what high school he went to?
I think he went to Central.
That's what I think too.
Pretty sure.
In his many times, his trips back, have you encountered Sean Livingston at all?
Yes. Been to a couple of his camps.
Mm-hmm.
I went bike riding with him one time.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
The only time I have ever...
He has a long head.
He does. I don't like... My mom thinks he's attractive.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'd sex him.
Sean Livingston. The only time I ever encountered Sean Livingston, I don't even remember what hotel we were at, and it's somewhere in my Snapchat memories. But I'm in some hotel. I want to say I was with my father.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, guys, look down, look over there. And lo and behold, down there was Sean Livingston.
Wow.
So I managed to take a picture. I'll show you. Have I shown you already? Mm-hmm. Yes. So that picture, it's just, we were up on some platform, like on a staircase. And down was Sean Livingston. I yelled like Sean or something, got his attention, said hey or whatever. He was like, what's up? Whatever.
Hey,
Took
Sean.
the picture. And that was it. So, yeah, Sean Livingston is from Peoria, Illinois.
Really?
But he is not the only person currently making an impact in the NBA from Peoria, Illinois.
Is that true?
It is 100% true. Brian Randall, okay, who is one of the assistant coaches for the Phoenix Suns,
Yes, him.
is also from Peoria, Illinois.
Wow.
Yes. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and I can't even walk.
Good for them. They just lost the finals recently.
Yeah, so, I mean, whatever. It's probably because they're
Yeah.
assistant coaches from
Representing
Peoria.
from the 309.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Brian.
There's a reason we talk about Sean and
Yeah.
not Brian. Shifting away from sports.
Yeah.
The next person I have is Dr. Howard Brown. So this is somebody I didn't even know existed before literally today.
Right. You talk about the gay people?
Yes.
Really?
So Dr. Howard Brown was one of the 3 people who founded the National Gay Task Force. So the National Gay Task Force, he founded it along with 3 other people who just they lived in some area. I don't even remember where they lived. It wasn't in Peoria. He's just from Peoria. And they lived in this community and they pretty much were getting fed up with the treatment towards gay men at that time.
Right.
And since then, the National Gay Task Force has transformed into the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force.
That's nice of them.
But at that time, it was like 3, 4, 5 men. They were sick of how they were being treated, so they kind of made this little committee thing.
Right.
And the biggest act that they did, the first big act, was they decided to challenge the American Psychiatric Association's classification of homosexuality as a mental disorder, which it was labeled at first. So they challenged this, they go to court, and the National Gay Task Force won that case. So if it wasn't for Dr. Howard Brown and his friends, then we'd probably look at homosexuality a whole lot different today. So thank you, Howie. Do you think you would mind if I called him Howie?
No,
I sure would hope not.
he seems cool.
He's
Also
dead.
Thank you, Dr. Volleyball, for your inclusion.
That's not a person, but
it is.
that wasn't their name.
Dr. V. Sorry.
So the next two people I like to talk about are Tim Kelly and Bob Robinsons.
Yeah.
They are a Grammy Award-winning songwriting duo known as Tim and Bob. So they have done a whole lot of in music.
Right.
And when I was looking into the things that they've done in music, the songs they've produced, the people they've worked with, are like that's my taste. These are my people. And to know that the two people that worked on these songs, that worked with these artists, literally came from Peoria, I didn't even know this. I brought it up to my mom, and saying his name, she was like, oh, that sounds familiar. She knows somebody who knows him, kind of thing. These old people are just holding on to this knowledge. Right. Why are they not spreading this? Like, this is stuff that we should know. So Tim Kelly and Bob Robinsons, they're a Grammy Award-winning songwriting duo. They helped discover 3 acts, being 112, Monica, and Bobby Valentino.
And Ellie Chapo. The Baby. Nicki Minaj.
When I said 112 and Bobby V and Monica,
Rascal Flatts.
No, we were just going to leave it at those 3. I would like to say for the record that they did not discover NLE, The Baby, Rascal Flatts, or Nicki Minaj. That wasn't them.
Oh.
So aside from 112, Monica, and Bobby V, they helped produce some #1 hits, including John B's They Don't Know, Tamia's So Into You, and Cisco's Thong Song. I did not know that. I love all 3 of those songs. And it was them, the people that produced those songs, walk the same soil that me and you do.
Wow.
So, on top of those songs and discovering those people, Tim and Bob have worked with notable artists such as Jennifer Lopez, Brian McKnight, Hilary Duff, Nas, Joe, Brandy, Tyrese Gibson, Busta Rhymes, Usher, and Jamie Foxx.
We know Nas. We went to school with her.
Tim and Bob are no longer a duo.
Alive? Oh.
They're still living, the both of them. But a couple years ago, 2014, I want to say, they split. Just differences professionally.
They broke up.
Tim then went on and worked with Tamar Braxton on one of her songs. So it's nice. I said we were done with sports earlier. We're not.
Right.
Ralph Lawler is also from Peoria, Illinois. Ralph Lawler spent 41 years as the play-by-play broadcaster for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Wow.
Not only was he from Peoria, Illinois, but he also attended Bradley and graduated from Bradley with his journalism degree. Mind-blowing stuff.
Good job to you, man.
So out of all of the names that we've said so far, there's one that we haven't said. And it is Peoria's golden child.
I got it.
And I am not talking about whoever is about to come out of your mouth.
I got it.
This is your one chance. The one time I'm trusting you.
Okay, you can trust me. Comedy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
A comedian, an actor,
A comedian, a black man,
a black man. I am talking about none other.
one of the funniest people to ever walk the earth.
I'd say the godfather of comedy.
Came from where we came from.
Same place.
He's been in the news a lot recently.
He
Dave
has
Chappelle.
absolutely not.
What?
He has no.
I thought.
This is the one time I trusted you.
Damn it.
So now what you get to do is you get to read what you are expected to read, but you are not allowed to talk freely from the tongue, at least for the rest of this episode. Consider yourself on punishment. No, you're done.
No,
you're
had
done.
It. That's where
you thought you ate. Donovan, you choked once again.
That's his name.
It is not.
Who is it then?
Richard Pryor.
Who is that?
So Richard Pryor.
Ain't that a musician?
No, it's not. He was the first black man to host Saturday Night Live.
I don't even like people.
I'd even say that he was, and if I'm wrong, please educate me otherwise, the first black comedian. In the times during the 60s and the 70s, you know, that's right on the heels and in the shadows of the civil rights movement. Black people were not accepted, and he was hosting white people, talking about white people, and making them laugh. He was really the first black comedian. In my opinion, we wouldn't have Kevin Hart. We wouldn't have had Bernie Mac. We wouldn't have had Dave Chappelle if it wasn't for Richard Pryor. So some of his notable works include appearance in television series such as The Partridge Family, Sesame Street, and Martin. And he has a whole array of a film catalog. But of course, some of his biggest film appearances include The Wiz, Superman 3, and of course, Harlem Nights. So I just said maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, just notable people to come from the city of Peoria.
That's what I was about to say. That man had 5 wives.
He did. And he married one of them twice.
A million children.
He did have a lot of kids. And did you know he might have been a little...
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Too bad I wasn't born back then.
I'm sorry. No.
I would have did lots of things.
There was his wife. I want to say maybe the one whose widow she is. Yeah, did I say that correctly?
Sure.
His widow talked about the fact that he was, amongst his friends, openly bisexual. There is some comedian who I believe was openly gay, who is no longer alive. I cannot think of his name right now, who was alleged to have had a sexual relationship with Richard Pryor.
That's cute.
His children, one of his kids, one of his daughters, completely shot down those rumors. She was, my daddy was not this, whatever.
Right.
And the exact quote Richard Pryor's wife said was, "It was the 70s. If you took enough coke, you would." In other words, she said you would have slept with a radiator. In one of his stand-up shows, Richard Pryor talked about a relationship he had with a transgender woman. It took over 2 weeks. He had the relationship, and he called it 2 weeks of being gay. So it seems as if he's very openly sexually. He was open sexually. And it's just a little fun fact about Richard Pryor. It's all alleged. Nobody's came forth as a man and said that they've slept with Richard Pryor. And like I said, his kids do dispute those claims.
Well, if I was born back then, I would have.
You would have?
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
did you know Richard Pryor won an Emmy Award in 1973 and 5 Grammy Awards in 1974, 75, 76, 1981, and 1982?
Thank you.
I just knew that from...
just off the top of your head there, huh?
Yep.
So...
In 1974, he also won 2 American Academy of Humor Awards and the Writers Guild of America Award.
Like I said, he was the godfather of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And really, color doesn't even matter in this instance where
Yes,
we're
it
at in
does.
comedy. If you would let me finish.
Sorry.
Comedy today's comedy,
Mhm.
all really travels back to Richard Pryor. The things he did and in the time period he didn't live long. He maybe was only, I want to say he was 65 when he passed away. So he didn't live an extremely long life. But the things he managed to do in his lifetime really set the groundwork for comedy as we know it today. I don't think we'd be nearly where we are if it wasn't for Richard Pryor. And he's from Peoria. He's the only person though out of all of the names I've said that gets recognition from the city. He has statues and things around the city. Him and Sean Livingston, but that's only whenever Sean feels like coming home.
Right.
Then it's like a big event. Oh, Sean Livingston's in Peoria. But those are the only two. The other names, I either one didn't know about beforehand today, or two, like in the case of Brian Randall and Ralph Lawler, I just didn't know that they were from Peoria.
Right.
So I feel like we should, anybody that's of notable whatever, why is that not like public knowledge? Why are we not gloating about the fact that Ralph Lawler, Dr. Howard Brown, all these people, along with Sean and
Right.
Richard, are from Peoria?
And it's like, because people are so down. Oh, I'm from Peoria.
Yeah.
Forget this place.
Yeah.
Maybe if they knew
Hmm.
that some kind of good can come from this place,
Right.
it's not too bad.
And along with the 8 names that I said, there are 2 more I'd like to add to the list.
Really.
2 boys who are on the come up here. From
Fun fact. Did you guys know?
Fun fact, did you not know that I was just in the middle of a sentence?
I did.
Okay. Like I was saying.
Did you guys
2
know that when Christopher Columbus first came to America, the first place he set foot in was Peoria, Illinois? Just thought you should know that.
Do you have any sources to back up that claim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I see, or can you?
Christopher Columbus.
You've never talked to Christopher Columbus,
His autobiography.
nor
yes, I did.
he did not write an autobiography.
did.
You know what he did do?
You would know if you read
He
it.
murdered, he raped, and he stole. That's what Christopher Columbus did. He did not step foot in Peoria,
I can't hear you.
nor is that something that
Aye,
we gloat
aye,
about.
Captain. Oh.
Thank you, Donovan. So on top of the notable people, moving on from them, there are 3 big companies that I'd like to talk about. They're all manufacturing companies. Woohoo, big to do, right? All 3 companies I definitely did know about. I just didn't realize how monumental they were
Right.
when it comes down to Peoria. So the first being Maui Gym. So where Maui Gym is, just right there across the street from Allen Road Walmart, kind of like across the street and down a little bit of ways. I didn't know. I just knew they were like sunglasses.
Right.
And my mom would talk about them. I'm like, that big old building for sunglasses? So they are the 3rd biggest sunglasses manufacturer in the world. Not the state or the country, but in the world.
the third biggest.
The
in
3rd
Peoria,
biggest
Illinois.
sunglasses manufacturer in Peoria. No, they're the 3rd biggest sunglasses manufacturer in the world.
That's crazy.
And out of all of their their bases, they only have 2 in the country.
Right.
One is in Hawaii, and the other is right here in Peoria, Illinois. Not only do they have a spot here in Peoria, Illinois, their headquarters, their international headquarters, is located right here in Peoria, Illinois.
Wow. That's some pretty intense stuff. Hopefully we can get some free sunglasses or something.
I know. Like from now on, be sponsored by Maui Gym or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not putting them over for nothing.
Right.
But it's not just Maui Gym.
Really.
Now I'd like to talk about Komatsu. So Komatsu is a Japanese manufacturing company based out of Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So they only have bases in 3 states. I don't know what the other 2 are.
Oh,
They're not really relevant
Not
in
at all.
this episode.
of course.
But one of those other states is Illinois.
Really?
In the city that Komatsu is in Illinois?
Can I guess?
Take a guess.
Edwardsville.
You're wrong. Peoria, Illinois.
Really?
Komatsu is in Peoria. It's not downtown, kind of when you get towards the south end of Peoria. Yeah, right there.
They should be careful.
Across the street from the ice cream shack.
Wow.
Yeah. Komatsu
I was there with my people.
at Komatsu.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, I seen it.
That's nice. So Komatsu is a Japanese manufacturing company.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the biggest manufacturing company in the world.
Oh, shit.
I'm talking about Caterpillar. So like I said, Caterpillar is the biggest manufacturing company, not in Peoria, not in Illinois.
Nope.
Not just in the United States of America,
Not even just in the world.
but in the world.
Oh.
So that is a company that got started right here in Peoria, Illinois in 1925. And their headquarters were here up until 2017.
Oh.
Yeah, they moved to another spot in Illinois. Really another irrelevant spot. I'm not quite sure why they left. Surely there's a meaning behind it.
Right.
When they moved, I know they got like a different CEO. So I don't know if that was like his call or whatever. But yeah. Caterpillar, Maui Gym, Komatsu, Richard Pryor, Sean Livingston.
Christopher Columbus.
No,
Okay.
all originating here in Peoria, Illinois.
Another fun fact. Did you guys know on Martin Luther King's 4th March, that man walked across... Hold on. I knew it was that. Bob Michael Bridge. You know the bridge?
From
over,
East Peoria
Yep.
to Peoria.
Walking over to East Peoria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes you right there to Logan's is there. East Peoria Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Arby's is there.
They took a
There's
picture
a
of that
Huck's
Walmart.
gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Steak and Shake's over there.
Back in 18... when
And
Martin walked across that bridge. Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
What?
Martin Luther King never marched. You're thinking of somebody else who did march across Bob Michael Bridge. You're thinking of Ronald Reagan, Donovan.
Oh.
President Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
Ronald
Reagan. Ronald Reagan.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
He was the president a few presidents ago. Let's see. Biden's president now.
Mm-hmm.
And president before
Obama.
him. And then there was Obama. And then there was Bush. Then there was Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was Bush. Then there was Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan. And I don't know if it was while he was president. I don't know why he would have marched while he was president. So I'm fairly certain it was part of like his campaign process. But
Right.
Ronald Reagan marched in Peoria.
Never mind.
I'd like to get back to sports.
Okay.
So,
Before you do that, fun fact. Did you know
probably not because it didn't happen. But what?
when God created the earth,
The
the
first,
first point that was created was Peoria, Illinois, aka the Garden of Eden. Just thought you should know that.
I did know that he created the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me Adam and Eve are Peorians?
They are.
Well, I guess you can add them to the list of notable people. Richard Pryor, Sean Livingston,
Yep.
Adam, and
And
Eve.
And Christopher Columbus.
Like I said. So, going back to sports,
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the great. Who am I kidding? The second greatest basketball player of all time,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan.
Of course.
So there is no denying MJ's talents.
Right.
And in a way, he is probably the most influential basketball player to ever live. But did you know, Donovan,
No.
and listeners at home,
Did you guys know at home?
that Sorry,
Michael who?
Wrong, Michael. This just threw me off. Michael Jordan's first pro game with the Chicago Bulls was right here in Peoria, Illinois,
Really?
against the 76ers.
Wow. That really?
Yep.
The Peoria 76ers.
No, the Dallas 76ers. You
Oh.
big dummy.
I'm sorry.
Can you learn something?
I learned a couple things today.
What else do you know? What other fun facts do you have for us stemming from the city of Peoria?
Ding ding.
Oh!
Donovan fun fact.
Do we have a Donovan fun fact?
Oh shit. It's a Donovan fun fact. Did you know? I'm sorry. Give me a second.
I don't understand how it could possibly be funny.
Did you know in 2001, September 11th,
No.
many people don't know this.
No.
The fifth plane that crashed into the Civic Center.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah.
How,
I'm so serious.
how ignorant are you?
What are you talking
Are you
about?
serious?
I am serious. It
That
happened.
was a tragedy.
I was at the Civic Center.
You were not.
I was hoping.
You weren't even born. And if a plane crashed, I'm fairly certain you wouldn't be here to talk about it.
Oh my god.
You are
That
horrible.
is terrible.
No more ding dings.
Sorry. I'll boop from now on.
Oh my god.
Just thought you guys should know.
What else? Realistically, what do you have for us that stemmed from Peoria, Illinois?
You were going to go to sports.
Well, I did. And then you took it to a tragedy.
Peoria has two sports teams.
They have
One, hockey,
yeah.
the Peoria Predators.
Absolutely not.
And number two, their baseball team,
Right.
the Peoria Pirates.
No.
Hmm?
Both of those are wrong.
I don't.
We do have a hockey team.
I just.
Do you go to any hockey games? Or have you ever?
No. I
Really?
want to go ice skating, though.
Okay. That's nice. About once a season we try to go. It's something nice to go see. The Peoria Rivermen are our hockey team.
The Predators.
The Rivermen. There are no Predators in Peoria. So we have the Rivermen.
That's surprising coming from you.
And then moving on to the baseball team.
Right. The Pirates.
It's the Chiefs, the Peoria Chiefs.
Oh.
And another fun fact about the Chiefs is they're the feeder team to the St. Louis Cardinals.
They are.
So it's like the minor league to the Cardinals is major league.
Of course.
It's where they get their new talent from. If a talent gets injured and needs to rehab and slowly make their way back to the big leagues, they stop on over here and in Peoria and play for the Chiefs until they're okay to get back onto that green and brown.
Wow. Thanks, Kobe. It's great how it's great how we have like no actual teams. We only have like G League.
Yeah,
minor league
but I mean,
teams.
we're just not that. Like I said, we're the fifth biggest city.
right.
Realistically, we're the third because Bloomington and Normal are not the same city,
Right.
but they're combined for the college. Same thing with Champaign and Urbana. So realistically, we're the third biggest city. But when you add in those factors, it bumps us all the way down to number 5.
Oh.
So, and it's just we're not We could be a big to-do.
Right.
Why we're not? Because like everything that I have mentioned has happened. And it's real stuff. Everything that I've said, Kobe has said. Back
The things I said are cool too.
they're cool, sure. Factual, not in the slightest. So
Yeah, they are.
why we don't have like a Peoria museum? Like we have the Riverfront Museum, and that's right next to the visitor center, the Caterpillar's visitor center. But the visitor center, obviously for Caterpillar, it's all about Caterpillar, and it's a fun child based thing for Caterpillar. But why the Riverfront Museum doesn't feature something that mentions the stuff that I've brought up today? And it probably does. Like I said, there's some parts of this that is common knowledge. Being from here, you know about Caterpillar, you know about Richard Pryor, and you know about Sean Livingston. But realistically, that's about it.
Right.
You think every crowning achievement. We're not like a city like Chicago, where something monumental in Chicago probably happens like twice a month. We have these achievements, and we just don't know about them. These could definitely, there should be a History of Peoria exhibit somewhere in Peoria.
Of course. I mean, have some pride in your city, please.
Speaking of pride in your city,
Ding, 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 ding.
absolutely not. That ding ding is done. There was a Netflix series
Really? Oh no.
that was scripted around the city of Peoria. That was, of course, titled Prince of Peoria. It's still on Netflix. I don't know why.
At all.
I can remember when it was talked about and when they first released it, like we all had big hopes for it.
I was so excited.
Me
for that
too.
show.
Went home from school. First thing was cut it on. And I have never been more upset with anything in my life. Prince of Peoria. So I don't know what we really expected, realistically.
Of course.
But the only Peoria, Illinois elements that were in Prince of Peoria was that they used shots of Peoria. Like, the transition scenes where you see the city. That's actually Peoria. That's what we see every day. Though that's actually Peoria, but that bowling alley doesn't exist
At all.
So it's very much a scripted show, but I think we expected it to have more of a Peoria feel to it. And
They could have, if they wasn't gonna like make it look kind of like the place, they could have at least used the name, like in the very least.
It's just so weird because it just wasn't like Prince of Peoria. They based it around Peoria, yet, and obviously it was a kids show, but they didn't mention, like, it's Netflix. Why didn't they have Sean Livingston make a cameo?
Something.
That there's been basketball players who have made cameos.
Richard Pryor on there.
They couldn't but there's been basketball players that have made cameos on children's show plenty of times. The most notable probably being Chris Bosch's cameo on Jessie from the Disney Channel, and a monumental line from that episode. I'm going to say it now, and I want everybody at home to say Jessie's cheer with me. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bosh, Bosh, oh my gosh, our team's gonna kick your tosh. I'm glad I just said that. When I was over here the other day, what player did I make? Who was that?
Who was that?
I cannot remember.
I can't either. I wish I knew.
Yeah. Quick fun fact, guys. Donovan is a fan of basketball.
Sure.
Donovan likes basketball. Me? I know of basketball. I mean, I was named after the 3rd greatest basketball player in history, Kobe Bryant.
No.
Yeah. I mean, we can get into that. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 1, 2021, NBA Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we know.
36 seasons in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple rings. 2-time Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Yours truly, Kobe Williams.
Really?
36 years.
The only player to score 100,000 points in an NBA career,
Yes.
all while in a wheelchair.
I have a higher total than Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan,
Yep.
and LeBron James's career total so far. And LeBron's not done.
Right.
He's just a little boo-booed right now.
He is.
Than their career totals combined.
Right.
Another Peoria thing, you can kind of classify me along with like Tim and Bob. Why am I not giving my flowers? Sean Livingston, wow. He plays for the Warriors. He's retired now.
Right.
What does he even do?
Something.
Yet, when Sean Livingston comes home once every 2 years, it's the biggest to do.
Mm-hmm.
People, when word gets spread that Sean Livingston's going grocery shopping at Kroger, everybody's at Kroger. Everybody's at Walmart. Everybody's sending their little boys to that camp. But I'm here every day.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Peoria, right there in the middle of Peoria.
You do.
Yet, I haven't received my flowers. I'm still active in the league.
Right.
I went undrafted this season. I played one game, a charity event, a 2-on-2 charity event.
Yeah. You sure did.
I did. It was me and Charles Barkley going up against the team of Magic Johnson
Be careful.
and Vanessa Bryant.
Oh.
It was a charity event.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing for, I want to say, St. Jude. And we were playing for Lotion and Lace, Passionate Romance Daycare Center.
Wow.
And, of course, Charles contributed very minimally.
Right.
He hasn't hooped in ages.
Of course.
So it was kind of, there was definitely rust there.
Right.
But me, I've grinded every year for the last 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I scored over 300 points that game.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Yes. Yes. Vanessa has not walked since.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of the game, though. So, what I'm trying to say is, I am the most decorated basketball player in the history of the National Basketball Association. And the CFP. So, what I'm trying to say is, Peoria, give recognition where recognition is due. If I don't get my flowers, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Because I'm doing what I need to now to inspire and to give hope via this platform.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim and Bob, Dr. Howard Brown, and the other names I mentioned are people who all deserve to get their flowers. And we truly, no, all jokes aside, we truly need to have something to show our appreciation for our hometown heroes.
Yep, that's true. Thank you for that, Kobe.
No, thank you.
Oh, do you hear that? Ding, 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 ding.
Can we please make this like an actual thing?
Yes. Every episode, there needs
There's-
to be a Donovan fun fact.
Yeah. There needs to be like an actual, we'll record it after this, but you need to make a sound and that. Okay, anyways. What was that?
Uh-oh. It's time for another Donovan fun fact. Kobe, did you know that Peoria is one of the worst cities for black people to live in?
If I'm not mistaken, was Peoria not in the top 10?
I believe it was something like that, yeah.
Maybe in the top 3, which is crazy.
Right.
Because I've never, until day before yesterday,
Yep, you're welcome.
felt any racial bias. The sad part about it is this year, our homicide rate is the highest it's been in 30 years.
Damn.
We just reached, and this is not, This is not something that deserves to go into a museum, but we just reached 30 homicides.
Oh. Oh. Sorry.
30 murders. It just since January. And the sad part about it is we're really just now in the middle of November.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have a month and a half to go. I guess the worst part of it is a majority of these murders have either been children getting killed. And when I say children, I just mean really people under the age of 20.
Right.
It's either been kids getting killed or kids doing the killing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is mind-boggling.
It's upsetting.
It is. I mean, it's like we're 19 years old now.
Right.
But I feel like we're still kids. So when I see names of people who we've been in the same hallway as and in the same classroom in the commitment report for first degree murder,
Yeah.
that is insane. And that, like I said, the year isn't over yet.
It ain't.
So really
Keep breaking those records.
no. What?
What?
No, there's some records that shouldn't even exist, so they shouldn't be broken, and that's definitely one of them. Do you mind if I ask you an off-topic question real quick?
Sure.
Do you like eggnog?
The last time I tried it, no.
Really? What was wrong with it?
I don't know. It's just too. It tastes like it's too cummy.
So okay. My mom bought eggnog. She does not like eggnog.
Right.
Her and Kylie went to the store the other day, and there were 3 flavors. It was vanilla, pumpkin, and cinnamon. I was like, "Ooh, let me get the cinnamon," because normally I've only ever tried vanilla.
Right.
And it's good. Like it's literally like that cinnamon toast crunches milk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I just forgot because I'm telling you, it's been years since I've had eggnog.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I just forgot how thick it was. Like
Exactly.
when you let ice cream melt, it's not necessarily thick. It's literally like a drinkable bowl of ice cream. Like, don't drink too much, you'll choke. It was insane. Back to the topic at hand here.
Right.
Peoria, Illinois. What is that sound?
Ding 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 ding. Uh-oh. Do you guys hear that? Ding 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 ding. It's time for another Donovan fun fact. Kobe.
I really wish you would not say my name along with these things. You can have it attached to Donovan. Do not mention me, please.
Kobe.
All of these have been so drastically inaccurate and wrong on moral levels.
Did you know that maybe all of them, but this is the only one I know, one of the co-founders of the groomer app was born in Peoria, Illinois?
That is true.
Yeah.
Huh.
The rest of them were.
Didn't realize that there were Donovan fun facts that could possibly be facts.
There needs to be one of each.
Yes. So I guess now this is where it transitions from a Peoria Hall of Fame. We need a Quest Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Look at the good he has done so far and the good that we are doing and us 3. So Quest should really acknowledge us.
Exactly.
The good I did for that school while I was there. I did some things. They liked me.
Sure.
Majority of them.
The students.
I mean, there were key people who weren't too fond of me.
Yeah.
And to them, I say, hello. But besides them, I like to think I was held in high regard there, as I should have been. Going back to the Netflix thing. If there is anybody who could truly be crowned the Prince of Peoria, Who could it be, Donovan?
Dave Chappelle.
How does that even begin to somewhat make sense to you?
He's the comedian, man.
Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Not Dave Chappelle. I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Don't. Speaking of the Quest Hall of Fame, I just can't wait to be crowned one of the notable alumni of that school.
Do we? Realistically speaking,
No.
There's none.
Except for me, you, and
Stefan.
Yeah. Stefan. He did graduate from Quest, didn't he?
I believe so.
Hopefully.
If not,
he didn't graduate, but he went.
We're all that they have. Because what? Quest has only had graduating classes since 2016. Yeah, your freshman year was the first graduating class of Quest. And I mean, since I've been in high school, the most the graduates have done have been like go to 4-year universities, drop out, come back to Peoria and like work at Champs. That's literally the Quest curse. You get accepted into 20 4-year universities.
Right.
You go for a semester. You come back to Peoria and you find a store in Northwoods, and that's where you work.
That's what I want to do.
What store do you want to work at?
That's interesting. I feel like I would stay at where I'm at now, actually. I don't want one of them Northwoods Mall stores.
Really?
That would be nice. Just a community of Quest people. Because we already know each other.
And that's the thing is there's just no like alumni program. Not that there other schools do, but like I guess more so when you get into like the major cities, is they're still in touch with former students and they have programs to keep current students involved with the history of the school.
Right.
And our school being as small of a community as it is, you definitely think that there would be something. Let me ask you this.
I'm listening.
If Quest was to implement an alumni program and would invite former students to partake in that, is that something you do?
What would they do for me?
You'd inspire the next generation of Gators.
I would.
Would you?
Because, I mean, right now I'm doing this business degree thing.
Right.
I would definitely go back to school and get like some type of education, something. Because education, I don't know. I just love teaching and being a leader to the babies.
That's the thing. So you guys are hearing this first, and this is the first time you're hearing this. So I had my appointment today.
Right.
And we're talking about social work. And I'm like, yeah, I really like social work. But aside from social work, what I really want to do with that degree is teach. So you can become a substitute teacher or a preschool teacher with a social work degree. And like, so seriously, I don't want to work with little kids, but I definitely I'd like to teach. No shade, no tea. I would not work at Quest as a teacher.
Right.
I would not work at Quest as a counselor. I probably wouldn't even work there as a roach. Just saying.
Their school food is disgusting. I'd rather not.
I paid my dues as a Quest student. I think each of us, we all have some stories coming out of that school. I mean, but that's kind of like any school. Everybody has a story.
Right.
I think coming from where we come from, though, you tend to have a few.
Right.
I have more than my share. Unfortunately, I can't share them.
Right.
One day I will. When the time is right and the right people are no longer around.
Of course.
But my time there, it really shaped me for who I am today. There's a lot of things that would not have happened to me, period, if it was not for Quest. I would not be sitting on this couch right now
Right.
talking into this microphone if it wasn't for Quest. So, and for certain people on Quest. And to them, once again, I say, hello.
Hey.
So, yeah, Peoria, to kind of to start to wrap things up here.
Yeah.
It is a nice city. There is such a stigma around it. And I'm not necessarily sure why. That everybody is always, they're telling you to get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Go somewhere else. They encourage you literally in high school. When you go to college, you go somewhere else. And then once you go somewhere else, you do not come back. And I'm talking to all of the old people out there. So in Peoria. So when I say old people, I'm not meaning like the senior citizens. I'm meaning like the people our parents' age. Those old people, they encourage us to get out of Peoria and to start our businesses, do everything else elsewhere. Yet they're the same people that complain that Peoria doesn't have anything. That there is no community anymore, like how there was when they were growing up.
Right.
How can there be a community? How can there be any businesses, a lot of local businesses, anything where we come together as one if you're like shooing us out?
Right.
It's weird because it doesn't come from us. It's just literally like growing up, you're told like go somewhere else. And I wouldn't necessarily be mad if I just don't.
Right. Because, like, people are, get out of here, go to somewhere better. Why not just make your hometown better?
Better, exactly.
Use your own work.
And the thing is, it's not like they're going places that need help.
Right.
Everybody goes to St. Louis, to Houston, Texas, to Chicago,
Right.
where it's like when you go to Chicago, there's going to be 500 other Kobe Williamses. Not saying I'm here to stand out or whatever, but I feel like the mark I could leave in life could definitely be left here. Because truly, like at this point, if I don't leave it, who is?
Right.
It's so crazy that it's like the old heads, they sit there and they complain that there's nothing anymore. Peoria, it's not like how it used to be. And it's not. The youth is not engaged as much as it used to be when we were kids. And even before that, when our parents were kids, and even further beyond that. But it's just because we're so unmotivated to do so. You're told literally from the time you're a child, like, this is not home. This is where you live now, but your home is in Dallas.
Right.
So I feel like one way or another, I'm going to try to influence more people you can go to college. If Bradley isn't for you, then don't go to Bradley.
Right.
But Peoria is not going to be able to thrive if we don't put into it.
Right.
It's literally its home. It's all I've known. And I would rather contribute to Peoria and Peoria's growth and success as a city than I would some other place.
Right. And it's because my dad always tells me to leave.
My mom too. Yeah.
But his is like, because I want to stay, maybe build something if I can.
Right.
But my dad is more like leave for college, experience a different place. So you have like, I don't know, like something different. So you're not just like, oh, Peoria, but just like, wherever else.
Right.
LA has this. Maybe I can put that here.
Right.
It's just that experience. Like,
and that makes sense. But and this is the only reason why I'm against that. I'm not going to go somewhere, get something, and bring it back. If I'm going somewhere that already has something, that work's already been done. I'm probably just going to stay there.
Right.
Especially, I'm not going to leave Peoria, get comfortable somewhere else, and then, it's time for me to go back home. If I can stay home and watch the growth as it happens, because like I've said, like I've brought up, we've done so much already as a city. And that doesn't get acknowledged.
Right.
But there's also so much more that our parents' generation could still do. that our generation can and hopefully will do, and the generations to come after us, that if we just utilize our city more, and get together more so as one instead of all dividing off into I'm going to Dallas, I'm going to Bloomington, I'm going to Chicago, I'm going to St. Louis. If we all come together as Peoria, a difference could be made. I'm not leading that difference. Not at first. Somebody else should start the movement, and I'll join it.
I sure as hell will.
I'll join the movement, but the work that it takes to start the movement is not any work that I'll be willing to do.
I'll go find somebody to start it with.
Somebody start it, and then I'll. If you guys are 1 and 2, I'll definitely be number 3.
All right.
I'll definitely. You heard it here. I am not starting a movement, but by God, am I joining it?
That's beautiful. Ding,
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Do you guys hear that? Ding 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 ding. Oh my gosh! It's time, Kobe,
please stop talking to me.
for another Donovan fun fact. Kobe, did you know that Peoria is/was known as the whiskey capital of the world, or whatever it said?
Yes, I actually did know that.
That's exactly what it says.
Here's one more fun fact. So
Okay.
back in the day, before like theaters, or like movie theaters, I should say.
Yeah.
Like actual theaters with plays.
Yeah.
With Peoria being, because with Illinois, and especially where Peoria is in Illinois,
Was it like? Never mind. Go ahead.
we're really kind of like exactly in the middle of the United States. So what would happen is different plays from all over the world, not all over the world, all over the country, would come to Peoria. Shout out to Baby Shoot, because this is something she actually taught me. The saying was, if it plays in Peoria, then it'll play around the country. Because of where Peoria is located, we're right in the middle of the country. We have such a diverse group of people. You know, literally there's no set race here. There's a mix of races, there's a mix of religions. You have a little bit of everything here.
Right.
And that's what it was. That if it plays in Peoria, it'd play elsewhere. Peoria really used to be that place.
Truly.
What happened? I don't know.
People started leaving.
But yeah, going to Houston. Exactly. We are going to turn Peoria back into that place.
We will.
When the Peoria Museum gets built, there is definitely going to be a K&D artifact.
You will see our names on it.
Yeah, we'll be right there. My statue will be right next to Richard Pryor's.
Mine will be elsewhere.
Yeah. But, and I can also make this promise. To the dearly departed Dr. Howard Brown, to Tim and Bob, and to every other name I said today that doesn't get the recognition they deserve, I promise you, I'm going to do what I can to spread the word about those legacies here from your home, and try to figure out a way for us as a community to not only acknowledge the people who have managed to do great things from Peoria,
Right.
but how we can continue to do great things from Peoria, not only in the future, but really in the present. This is something that could be started now, and we could...
Hello.
Not now. It's the holiday season, okay?
course.
Thanksgiving is next week, and then it's the
My
religious
New Year's
holiday isn't... Oh, yeah, we're next year, guys. January 2022, we'll be starting it. And by this time next year, we'll definitely have a plan on how we can take Peoria to the next level.
Yep.
Stefan,
Please.
you start.
Come back.
Yeah, you're doing really good with yourself. So, on that note, if you liked today's episode and learning a little bit about us, feel free to reach out to us via social media. Our social media pages, if it's a username, is _KD Productions _. The Facebook and the YouTube are K&D Productions. Reach out to us. Tell us what it's like where you're from. Who are some notable people that grew up where you live and things like that. We gave artifacts. Who would have thought that Michael Jordan's first pro game was in Peoria?
Wow.
That's crazy to me. But yeah, just a whole bunch of other things. I'm Kobe. You can find me nearly everywhere at Kobe Who Else. Snapchat is that Kobe524. Donovan is here.
Hi.
And on behalf of Donovan and myself, this is and was the Maturish Podcast.
Boom!
That was a really good episode, dude.
I just really don't enjoy doing this anymore.
Okay.
Sorry.